You are now tuned in to the On Track with All My People podcast with your hosts, Amber Peters, A.K.A. Mizz
and Daitwan David, A.K.A. Dr. Change. Ain't nothing strange about it, A.K.A. Mr. David, A.K.A. Ayo Mizz.
Oh my God, Daitwan, can we just start the show already?
Welcome back, everybody, and happy Black History Month.
For sure.
I'm black, y'all.
And I'm blickety black, and I'm black, y'all. Yeah. See, before we can't use any other parts of that movie to represent what's happening here. But you know, we want to get into this episode. But first, you are somebody that embodies blackness, for sure, especially in your clothing. We're gonna brighten you up a little bit because tomorrow
he be getting mad at me because I wear black all the time.
Yeah, tomorrow's a celebration.
What is?
Yo, yeah. Tomorrow's a celebration.
Lord Jesus.
So tomorrow.
Help.
Yeah. Oh no.
The feathery.
Oh man.
What is happening? What is going on? Daitwan.
I broke part of it, but that's all right. You gonna wear it. What's tomorrow? What is tomorrow?
It's my birthday.
It's a queen's birthday tomorrow.
Y'all make sure y'all say happy belated, because by the time y'all see this video, it's gonna be way after my birthday.
For
but
sure.
Y'all make sure y'all say happy belated birthday to the queen.
Now, part of the crown I just broke taking off the tag, so I can't take it back to Party City.
It's okay.
I can't take it back,
okay.
but you got yours. so we're gonna represent.
A queen was born during Black History Month. Okay?
There we go. Talk
Black
your
queen.
talk.
Okay.
Talk
Hello.
your talk. But yeah, let's get into it. I'm super excited about what we're doing for this particular month. But we're starting with an energizer, just like we would do a workshop.
Yes.
So what's the game for us today? Talk to us.
So we're just going to do like a rapid fire questions just because we want you to continue to get to know us, right? So we're going to always give you guys opportunities to know us and our guests and stuff like that. And so we've drafted a couple of questions so you can kind of get an idea of like who we are as people, because we are people first, right?
For sure.
So you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So the first question, which A Different World character are you most like?
Yo. I'm definitely going to probably have to go with probably Sinbad's character. I can't remember the name. Sinbad's character.
Oh, okay. I know.
I can't remember his name for whatever reason.
For the life of me, I can't remember his name.
But I think from where I'm at right now, just in terms of imparting wisdom, but still being youthful enough to engage with the young people, Sinbad's character for sure right now.
Okay.
Who you got?
I would say for me, I'm like a cross between Denise and Kim.
I see that for sure. Well, break that down for the people though.
Like a cross between, right? Because like, you know, Denise lives in the clouds, right? She's kind of like a free spirit and stuff like that. But also, like, I am also as smart as like Kim's character. So like it's like a cross between, because like Denise is more, I would say she was a little irresponsible. So I don't have her irresponsible nature, but definitely like the kind of like fun, kind of easygoing kind of character that she is. I would say that. So it's definitely a combination of the two. So
that's interesting, because I think you explained it better than I would have for you. Because initially I could have said Freddie could have been
I would have said
could have been there. It could have been Freddie.
It could have been Freddie.
It could have been Freddie.
The only reason why it's like Freddie is more hippie, and I ain't that far gone.
No.
I'm definitely not that far gone. So that's the only reason why I didn't say Freddie. So I think Denise and Kim, like that's a nice little mix there.
You got that. I agree with that. I can see that.
Okay, so favorite blackity black movie.
Man, that one scene in CB4 might take it, but I can't say that. Blackity. Well, for me, just to kind of lock me in, how are we defining a blackity black movie?
So black cast, black characters. Doesn't necessarily have to be a black message, but like it's for you. It's for the people.
So easily. If you see the background, you're gonna know where I'm going with this. Right, we look like we're on a set of Wakanda, so I'm going with the first Black Panther. Was a movement. That was a whole movement. There's a picture that I may throw back in here. Cue that. Throw that picture back in there. Yeah, where my wife and I went to the movie theater. People didn't know.
You.
People didn't know, but my son was in the belly too. And so like that was such a prominent moment. What's yours?
The Wiz. It's always, I'm gonna tell y'all probably gonna hear this from me like several times. I love The Wiz, right? Like you had Diana Ross and Michael Jackson and Nipsey Russell and all these Lena Horne, all these black characters in there, and like the message for me, I felt like was deeper. Like when we look at, you know, the story of the Wizard of Oz, like there's more there. Like I think we would characterize it as just this story about a Tin Man. But like if you really listen to like the messages, right? Like this man thought he ain't have a brain. He thinking the whole movie, right? Sure. And it makes me think about like the stuff that they talk to us about as black people. Like you can't do this, you can't do that. But look at us still rising and still doing the things that they told us we couldn't do. So I feel like there's a deeper message and a deeper meaning there. So The Wiz is always going to have it for me.
Two things to say to that. Pretty dope. Felicia Rashad, shout outs to Felicia Rashad. Mentioned there's a clip that's circling around in social media, the aphorisms, right? Like what she was taught, she would definitely utilize, and the child, like how she would rear her children. Mm-hmm. And there was one aphorism that I tried to use this week where she stated, the inner reality creates the outer form, right? And so just that belief, right? Like how you're perceiving yourself definitely kind of creates how you're activating and moving about in the world, and how your perspective about that. So I really do feel like the message that you just presented there, super dope. So for Black Panther, I mentioned we were carrying my son. My family has this tradition of, you know, dressing up for Halloween from prior to my children are around. My wife and I did The Wiz. We dressed up. I can show that picture as well.
Yeah, we gotta put that up.
we didn't realize that's we conceived my daughter at that time. Like she was.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll tell the quick story. I went and searched around for a bucket hat, you know, playing the Michael Jackson role or whatever. So I found one. Right, we were in the cab going to the party. She threw up in the bucket hat.
Oh,
messed up my costume.
Dang.
I made it to the final round of the competition, nice. And I think my hat would have set it off. But I forgave her for that because, you know, we have a daughter.
What you gonna do?
Well, I mean, listen, I don't know. I don't know.
The hat saved her.
There we go.
Be like that. The next one, which HBCU did you have on your original college list that you like really like was one of the top ones for you?
So this is where I definitely have personalized meet people where they are. I'm going to be transparent. I said it in the last episode. I said it last season. My senior year, there were some beautiful young ladies that came from Virginia State. And they came to talk to us. Young lady involved. Listen, I'm just living my truth. Y'all can judge me in Black history if you want. I'm living my truth. And they came in. They talked about how official the school was. They were from like the same neighborhoods I went in, and Virginia State became one of the schools I definitely wanted to attend. Don't judge me, Amber. Everybody had a pass. I'm happily married now.
I would say for me it was Cheney University.
Okay.
At the time, so when I was in high school, I got into dance really late. I always loved to dance, right? And like I got into it. I got to take classes and stuff like that, but I didn't get to do that until I was in high school, later in my high school years. And so we did a tour for Cheney, and they had this beautiful dance studio that I was like, oh my God, I gotta come here. This gotta be me in this dance studio. So like that was one of the colleges on my list. And that in Fayetteville State. Now I'm also one of those kids that I'm gonna talk about in future episodes where I was picking schools I ain't never seen. Cause I'd never seen Fayetteville State,
yeah,
but I had family in that area that I was like, you know what, I'm gonna be all right, cause I'm like right on the border of my auntie house, and then my stepdad's family, his family was heavy in North Carolina. I was like, I'm gonna be good wherever I go. I'm gonna get a meal. That's all I was worried about. So, am I gonna get a meal from like somebody's house versus somebody's cafeteria? So yeah, those two were the ones that were on there for me.
Got it.
All right, next one.
And I'm curious, because there's a debate, right? Cheney is the first HBCU, but Lincoln is the first degree granting, and so I don't want to. I want somebody, once this drops, like somebody to clarify, because I believe that's what I understood this to be. But we'll follow up with people that actually went to these schools.
Not start no trouble.
I'm not starting no trouble.
Don't start no trouble. Favorite Black book?
Yeah, easily. And and with defining Black book, something that was written by a Black author, regardless of the content. I'm going with the Xenogenesis series from Octavia Butler. She wrote a book. The first book was Wild Seed. She has a series on, I believe it's Hulu right now.
Oh, yeah, Kindred.
Yep, I read that series. She's my favorite author, regardless of, any of the identifying factors. Favorite author.
Nice. Mine was Zora Neale Hurston, Their Eyes Were Watching God. Still one of my favorite, amazing book. And then the movie comes out with Halle Berry as the main character.
Nice.
And that was even more amazing because here we go with the all Black cast again.
For sure.
And all the imagery and things like that, and this woman who is told that she ain't supposed to be nothing but a pretty wife. And she had her own thoughts about what she was gonna do in the world, and I thought it was so dope. Just to see this woman with so much power throughout this entire book, and also the movie, being able to see it come to fruition in real life. I really enjoyed that as well.
Nice.
Last one.
Talk to me.
Favorite Black-owned brand.
Okay.
Don't sweat now.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Jergens.
Jergens?
It's not Black owned?
No.
Listen. Growing up.
First of all, Jergens lotion water is
it's
out
water.
of the way. Ain't
Yeah.
no way they Black owned.
It's definitely watery. Yeah, Jergens. Listen, I don't know why.
Black skin.
My grandma, she used to definitely have us going on 3rd Avenue, and she was shopping for Jergens lotion. That's what we were using. But I think it was just they called them smell goods back then. It was just a smell goods.
That's all
so
it was.
it's not
Vanilla almond still goes hard, but it's watery, so you still gonna be ashy.
Black-owned company.
Black-owned company, sir.
Yeah.
Black-owned
All right, let's try to go with Jergens. Let me go with Make My Cake.
Okay.
So Make My Cake. I appreciate small businesses that are really able to set themselves up for success. That are located within the community. So I would say Make My Cake is something that I really do value and appreciate, because it helps to get me out of trouble when I haven't done what I need to do at home.
That's it.
And my wife is a huge dessert fan, so if I Make My Cake in the crib and I'm supporting Black business, win-win.
A win is a win.
A win is a win.
I would say for me, Gardener's Garden. So Gardener's Garden, this guy makes all types of whatever for your skin, for your mouth, for your hair, whatever you need. He got you. There's a specific toner that I love. Now, let me tell you something. If y'all go buy it, listen, be careful, okay?
Y'all see her radiant skin on this screen, on this YouTube screen. If you're watching, look at this.
Ibon now,
yes.
Okay? It is not witch hazel. It is part witch hazel, but there's some other razzle dazzle ingredients in it, and it will burn you up a little bit, but it does work. The other thing that he has this butter. It's like this whipped cocoa butter. You can get whipped cocoa butter, shea butter, and then he has a mix. Oh my gosh, and they come in different scents. Amazing.
Okay.
Thank you, Garden's Garden. You the real MVP. You be saving this ash. If you know me, you know I'm always ashy. I be trying though. I be really trying though.
Your skin right now.
Right now.
It's glowing.
Yeah,
it's glowing.
Yes, that's all this light.
Yo, shout out to lighting and angles.
Shout out to
lighting and angles. I told you how I got catfish one time, but we ain't gonna go about this. You ain't catfish right now. Your birthday is tomorrow. You are doing your thing, and you look amazing.
Thank you.
All right. So we got through the questions. This particular month, I think we're really using our platform, dedicating it to just making sure that we can address equity issues and the exposure of HBCUs to students, and just more so creating an opportunity for young people to understand that it is a viable option. It can become a best fit option. And so with that, what are some of the events we have done or you think we're going to continue to do this month?
Ooh, so shout out to the folks on Staten Island, Vanessa Sparks and Tammy Greer. They had in college fair dedicated to HBCUs in Curtis High School.
Yes.
It was absolutely amazing. And I think the thing that I really loved is that they got their students mobilized and they were not only a part of the event, but also learning alongside of everybody that was there, all the different colleges that came out and different organizations that came out. they were there to be a part of and serve, but also to learn for themselves. So a lot of them got some really great information and was able to like actually get recruited on the spot. So there was lots of people who got accepted right there
on the spot
at the college fair. So
scholarships
like, next time
also.
they have one, do not miss it.
Sure.
And there's a scholarship going out. I believe it is March something. They're about to give out scholarships also for students who attended that event. So that was probably like one of my most memorable events, just because we got a chance to, table at such a large thing. After COVID, it has been really difficult to kind of like be in a space and be in community with students, parents, and things like that. So it was nice to be back in that space, but also to be in a space with all our folks, all our people. Like, you looked around, it was nothing but a sea of brown. So it was amazing.
Yeah, and then we also did an event in Southeast Queens.
Shout out to Vanessa Caesar.
And it was Tiffany as well.
And Tiffany Sparks.
There we go, their partnership. And what I loved about that event is that they're providing early awareness to middle school students.
Yes.
Right? They're saying like, hey, we have college fairs for high school students, but sometimes that information gets to them too late. Let's expose it to them earlier. And it was such a great success because they started first thing, right? And then also them being able to bring young people to that event. And what I really appreciated is that those that were tabling, the HBCU alum for their schools, they didn't have shortcuts. Like, they provided the same kind of information to those young people that were there. So I love being a part of that particular, that particular event. We also have a
wait, and Vanessa is going to be with us, so you're gonna get to see the visionary herself and hear her story and like how and why she came up with the idea to do that event in the first place. So.
For sure, and we're excited to continue to partner with Vanessa. We also have some other events that we're going to be going just to support. You'll get a chance to kind of see behind the scenes, a day in the life of for these particular events. Super excited about that. We also launched this HBCU series, HBCU Shorts. I don't know, Amber, you are the
it's
social
shorts,
media.
Yeah, so what's going to happen is that we are going to highlight a bunch of different schools. We want all of you guys, counselors, teachers, everybody alike, to really have a better understanding of like what these HBCUs offer to their students. And so we have students who are alumni, many of them, some of them are still actively in school, and they're going to tell you why they chose their HBCU, so you can get an idea of like what these HBCUs have to offer. I think for us, a lot of our issue is that a lot of people don't have a lot of information around HBCUs, and so we're not really sending our students in large numbers because people don't really know the impact. So we're going to show you the impact, and we're going to show you from students who actually went there. Let them tell you their own story.
For sure. And one powerful interview that we have is shout outs to, I'm going to call her my niece, or play niece, because I'm so proud of her, and I'm going to get ahead of the game, because when she comes powerful, I want to be able to be a part of that, situation before it gets too expensive. But shout out to, we got an interview with Abrea Ruffin. She is a multimedia journalist major. She is a senior about to graduate, and she's doing phenomenal things. She attended a PWI at first, transferred to an HBCU, and was able to find her best fit choice. So I think that particular story I'm so excited to be able to share later on this month. And then we have another interview that I won't speak about just yet because we'll make sure it's recorded. But but that interview, I think, is going to tie a lot of things together. So one of the other things that I think we are doing is celebrating the people that are affecting change, right? Like, there are a lot of organizations that are, some are operating in silos, but others are operating on grander schemes, whether it's something from a social aspect or something from an informative, educational aspect. There are people that are out here doing the work, and we're trying to make sure that we utilize our platform to build relationships for our students, to create resources, and to just create essentially avenues to connect with the amazing work that people are doing. We talked about a couple of different movies. One of the movies that was very intriguing to me as well, that was influential on me looking at HBCUs and college overall, was House Party 2. You talked about House Party 2. Like, why would you think that movie was influential to you?
I think House Party 2 was just a lot of fun to watch, right? Like, here are these two characters. One of them I knew was supposed to be a college. Kid's character definitely was supposed to be a college.
For sure.
Play was there to play. That's
sure.
exactly what he was there to do.
For sure.
But like, to see these two characters, on campus. Well, more kid on campus trying to just figure himself out and who he was as a young man, and like just trying to get his education right, without having to get whoopings from his dad every 5 minutes. Right. So like that was definitely a lot of fun to watch, and like it was kind of crazy because like these same dudes that was chasing you all through the first movie is still chasing you through your whole college experience. Like make it make sense. But I really enjoyed it. But like the one thing that always stood out to me, like there was the scene when he was doing everything he could to stay in school. Everything he possibly could. He was working. He was doing everything that he possibly could to stay in school. They had a whole fundraiser for him and everything. But it came down to they ain't had a check. So y'all gotta leave. Y'all gotta go.
Real experience.
And I think that was the realest thing I ever seen, because I think up until that point, like we glamorized college to like, you figure it out when you get there, right? Like there's this thing that everybody does, which is winging it, right? And winging it doesn't always work when you got people money, right? So I think that was the first time like I really understood like the entire experience. Like it's not going to be easy for everybody, that you still have to figure out how to pay your way and things like that. So there was a lot of real themes that also sat with me as well. So lots of fun, but also like real world things that they were talking about within that episode.
Yeah. I didn't realize until maybe a couple of years later how influential that movie was, because I tried to mimic aspects of that movie.
You have a hot top fade?
No. I did at one point, but much younger. I'm not showing that picture, so don't even ask about it. Right? No, I'm not showing that picture. But I remember going to the African American Institute and going to Dean Petty. And be like, Dean Petty, I want to have a pajama jammy jam. And I had to convince Dean Petty for us to be able to use both floors. And I promise you, I think that probably would have been one of the top parties that anybody has experienced. So a lot of people ain't going to give me credit for that, but I want people to understand that I was very integral in making sure that party happened. Pajama jammy jam. Yeah, I wish I could show you the flyer, because I created the flyer.
No, you don't need to see that.
Oh, no. Listen, it wasn't like them club flyers, with the lingerie pajama jam. People still had on that stuff, but it was a dope experience. I do believe what you mentioned was perfect, that the movie showcased a lot of, the social aspects of fun, but it also showcased what was important and the struggles. And when you don't have everything lined up and synced up, life happens and comes at you quick, and what you need to do, like learning, like I for sure had a relationship, a toxic one, with the bursar's office, but it was a relationship, right? So that was definitely a media influence. We're wrapping up this. We want to encourage people to look out for our episodes, look out for our daily podcast, look out for the day in the lives of what we're doing. What is something that you want to kind of leave people with for this episode?
HBCUs are important, and you'll see why as we get you guys more episodes with our valued guests. You'll be able to see like why people chose HBCUs. I think for us, one of the things that kind of grinds our gears and gets under our skin is that everybody doesn't have the same conversation around HBCUs with students. And there's several students who really want to go, but it makes a difference when you have the language, when you really understand how to help them through the entire process, how to get them connected with the right people. It really matters that you as the practitioner take time to be able to do these things, because then it makes their experience so much easier and richer, and they're able to actually be where they wanted to go versus just being wherever they had to be because, whatever circumstance. So that's one thing that we want to leave you guys with. We're going to have lots of different people join us just to have this conversation. So you can kind of see what HBCUs actually have to offer young people. And I promise you it would change your mind. If you were on the fence about sending your kids to HBCU, maybe you heard the myth that they don't give money, because that's a myth. There's lots of different ways to make HBCUs happen, and we want you guys to be knowledgeable about doing it. So yeah, our future episodes are definitely going to be all about that.
Yeah, for sure. Addressing stereotypes, making sure we can get answers to the questions that people really have, because there are some real deal concerns. We just want to make sure that there's reliable information. I want to just tell a quick story as we wrap up. I met a gentleman that was from Morehouse. He was an alumni rep, And he talked about he happened to had been attending a different HBCU. And he went to Morehouse to take a class. And at the end of that class, he did so well that the professor came and talked to him and said, like, hey, you're not a student here. You need to be here. And he said, I would love to be here. And the professor made a phone call and he was enrolled that day. Right, wow. Like enrolled that day, and that's not like a story to be made into a movie kind of situation. Like these was his story, his facts, and he talked about the importance of that, like that social capital, right? The social network, making a good stance, and also being a part of legacy. That's one of the things we're going to be able to kind of showcase why that means a lot amidst some of the struggles and infrastructure challenges that some HBCUs have. We want to be able to kind of talk about some of the other things that may be as, if not more important. So here we are wrapping up this episode on track with all my people. I'm here with
Amber Peters, A.K.A. Mizz P.
A.K.A. the birthday girl, right? That's why she got on color today, because I forced her, right? But she took it, right? The skin is popping. You see it. I don't know. What was the name of that product that you said you was rocking? Because it's showing.
Garner's Garden.
Garner's Garden, right? I'm going to get some of that as well and put it on my beard.
And the lip bar on the tinted moisturizer.
All of that. And here we are, Daitwan David, Dr. Change of All My People LLC. We'll see you at the next episode. I want to let them know that you were the one that was banging the table today. They ain't see my hands. You were the one that's beatboxing on the table.
It was my bracelet.
You was getting busy.
My
Put your hands where my eyes could see. They didn't see my hands this time.